Alright, so this is my 2000 E39 528i Touring wagon, estate, whatever you want to call it. It is a to lower. I'm sure if you found this video, you know that these are a pain to lower and you've had problems. So I'm going to show what I've done to get it mostly down. So you know the springs go like a third way into the body, and you can't get really this kind of spring compressor into the body, or you can't get it onto the spring onto the sides. It just won't fit. There's not enough room, and they're bent, and it doesn't work. There's the way you compress the suspension, put a bunch of zip ties, and do it that way. That's the last resort. So what I found is this thing from AutoZone. It's like 40 bucks. Up there, the part number, there it is, 84008. This focuses. Whatever. 84008 should work. And I got a bag of spacers from just, you know, your big box store. Buy spacers like this because the rod that comes with it is too long and will hit the bump stop down here before it can fully compress. So you'll take these spacers and just run them all the way to the top so that it compresses earlier from the top. And I'll show you once I get that all set up. Okay, so as you can see, I just took that threaded rod from the kit. Looks basically just like this. And it threads into this bottom port and it just slides through this top port on the hole. And you can see I got this, you know, hooked around the bottom of the spring with the hooks. This one, that'll sort itself out hopefully. And I'll show you right here. There's this hole in the top, and I have two, I think 2-inch spacers. Two 2-inch spacers like this, just standoffs. Metal pipe would even work. This is like 3/4 inch and it fits around this perfectly fine. So that's all you need. Now I'm just gonna impact this and hope it compresses the spring enough to where I should be able to slide this spring out. Alright, here we are. I got the spring out. It's been like 3 hours. So basically, so you guys don't go through the pain that I went through, I took this bolt out. I'm sure there's ways. The right way is to drop the subframe like 3 inches and they slide right out. So what I did though, because my jack points all look like that and I don't want to lay under that car. So I took this bolt out here, and what it does is it supports this entire bottom control arm. So I took that out, and that allowed me to drop the lower control arm, or the lower control arm, and then this top like spring perch can swivel now because that bolt's out, and it's resting on the axle. I'm sure it's fine. And then I also loosened the rear camber bolt right there, just a little bit. Like, I need to get it aligned anyway, so I loosened it. I also loosened the sway bar as well and took that bolt out. And it was just, I just kind of stood right here and pushed down and was able to fish the spring. That's one side. I'll show you the way I get the new one. I've got those. They're just ST springs, KW. I'll put the part number below because I had a pain finding them. I'll put them below for you guys as well. Alright, so here we are. Got the spring in. It's in there now. It was a pain. You're gonna have to compress it and keep it compressed until you get this bolt down here that goes along the bottom in, because this bottom part will try to be pushed out because it pivots up here from the pressure of the spring. So make sure to keep this compressed until you do that. And just make sure you tighten all the bolts once it's on the ground to torque. Don't torque it while it's in the air, because then you'll have funky feeling in the back because the bushings need to be tightened at right height. Or you can jack up until the weight of the car is on the wheel and then tighten it, but I just do it under the car once it's lowered. But yeah, I'll update you when I get the other side done. We got them. I got them both in. Got them both in on passenger and driver's side. With this bolt down here, it's gonna pop out of line get it as close as you can with your hand and shove a screwdriver into one side, preferably the side that the nut is on, so that you can work with this side and get the bolt through. It's going to be a pain. You're going to line it up, and then with the screwdrivers, and if you can hold it with your hand, have another, like having a second set of hands is invaluable for this part. Honestly, I don't know how you do it without a second pair of hands. So with this bolt right there, it's that lower control arm to the hub carrier that goes all the way through. Have a second pair of hands so that you or the other person can line it up, and then you just get that bolt through. And I just used a rubber mallet to feed it all the way through and made sure it was lined up over on this side, and then just stuck the nut on just in case. But then you just reconnect your sway bar links, decompress your spring, make sure it's sitting correctly in the perch, and make sure it's right side up. Don't make that mistake. And then make sure to again torque everything. Suspension is compressed, not when it's free like this. Alright, here we go. There's the height. It'll settle a little bit, but you know, fingers. It needs to be usable. There's the back's done. I need to torque everything down, but I'll do the fronts and I'll show you all that as well. Those are easy. That's the same as just an E39 sedan or every other E39 on the planet. The Tourings though, those are the ones that are a pain in the rear. But hopefully this will help maybe one other person out, because I couldn't find anything online. And the forums, they suck because no one puts lowering springs in. So there we go. Alright, and here is the final height right there. Looks pretty good on the back. And I think I have 20 mil spacers at the rear, and don't mind the alignment. The camber is way out. The alignment's way shot. But yeah, pretty good. Pretty sweet height. It's usable. I'm gonna get on the fronts soon. I got two buddies to have for unpaid manual labor. It's wonderful. Yeah, having friends really helps this process go along a lot faster, let me tell you. The fronts should be easy. Pop the springs out, throw the new ones on. I didn't buy new shocks for the front because they were expensive as hell. But I'll probably end up buying new ones soon because the ones up here are going to be shot. So, here's a wider angle of the car. Man, if only it would focus. Boom. Nothing crazy, but you know, work in progress. Don't mind that or that. Actually, this is the good. This is the bad side. That all is completely gone down there, but it's okay. Good car, solid. All right, here it is at its final height. A couple days of driving it. It's settled down. Looks great. We got right here on the rear, we got about finger width right there. So not too bad at all. About level with that fender, and up front, about the same. Kind of level with the bottom of the fender. No rubbing on bumps, no speed bump problems, no curb problems. Nothing. Looks great. Good height. Oh, it looks beautiful. But, yep, I got new spacers for the rear because my one's broke. There's 12 millimeters in the front, 15 millimeters in the rear, and it's a little sucked in. You could go about 20 mils. I got a couple degrees of camber in the rear on each wheel, but looks good either way. So, do some bushings, go get it aligned, fix that. But yeah, other than that, looks great.